Hey, nice job, base crew. Way to get foist. Snagged it. My guy, how's it going, dude? I'm like super late, but it's a holiday day, so I figure it's late. It's a holiday day, so I figure it's late. P-Dub4387, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Welcome in, peoples, wherever you're watching from. I appreciate you being here. Very nice of you to join this morning's stream. See if we can actually get everything connected like it's supposed to be. Just sat down to play some Hogwarts Legacy. Have you just started? Like, are you just starting it? I was thinking about playing today too. You got me wanting to play again. I need to finish it. I got maybe a third of the way into it. It's so fun. It scratches an itch for like just a collectathon wandering around game. Mic is lower, music. So dude, okay, it's so weird. Last night the music was all over the place. I kept having to turn it up and down. How's this? I think the side chaining is busted. Let me go to, let's see, filters. Those are all still set, and I still see the volume dropping when I talk. I just wonder if maybe the music is a little too loud. Let's look at here. I don't have any filters there. I don't know. Damn, Queen. What's up, dude? Slay! Bro, what's up, man? The other British Dan who comes into my chat. I wonder where he is. He might be working today, I don't know. I ain't seen him in a while. He's probably tired of game news. He hates that I don't play Overwatch anymore, so he left for a minute. He could also just be on like vacation or something. Kind of quiet on YouTube side, but thought it was headphones. Interesting. So is my overall volume just low? Let's figure this out. It does seem to be clamped down for some reason. Whoa, let's see what happened. I don't know. That all seems correct. Does this give us any indication? Let's give a little more gain. Oh, it says auto makeup. Maybe it's just me. Let's just pump it up. Let's see. We got this. Is it a little louder? A little better for you guys? I don't know. It's okay. Something weird is definitely going on. Okay, maybe this will. I don't know. It's super weird. It's very odd to me. Okay. Whoa. That's like my personal volume? Or is that my gain? I didn't like that at all. That gain got cranked way up. So something's going on with how this is picking up. Let's see. I don't know, dude. Something's up with the mic settings. Just overall, I can't tell. Okay, that looks correct. and it's still peaking. It's still peaking way too low. Okay, that's still too low. What did we break? I didn't change a single thing. It's that kind of stream, y'all.
My friends are my power.
Yo, Evan, thanks for the follow over on TikTok. Appreciate it. Hope you're having a great morning. Happy Monday. While we try to figure out what the heck's going on with my microphone here. Good morning, people. Welcome to the stream. I'm wondering if my mic is like bugging out for some reason. Or if Windows did a thing. Okay, so sometimes when Windows updates, it messes with settings that it shouldn't mess with, even though you tell it not to. Give me a sec. Okay. Okay, that should be... Nope, that's still not different. Still not different. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's up the... I don't even know. What the heck? I'm just trying to cut the peaks off of a little compression here. All right, let's see if we can just pump it way up and see if we can fix it without it sounding really bad. How does that sound? Is that too loud? My monitoring doesn't pick up on this. So some of these changes aren't going to come through. I don't want it to be like super crunchy. I wish I could hear it peaking. Yeah, it looked like it was. Oh my gosh. I'm going to leave that back on auto then, because that just seemed too crunchy. What the heck, guys? I don't know. I don't know why the audio is so low for the mic itself. It doesn't seem like it's able to push any higher. Is it going out maybe? Let me try one other. No, we're gonna dial it back in. We're gonna dial it back in. I'm gonna up the gain and see. Okay, maybe that fixes it. I don't know. It's not registering as high as it usually does in the OBS monitor. Is it better? Maybe the OBS monitor is just busted and it's lying to me then, because it shows it peaking right at like -30. Oh, it's so frustrating, y'all. It's really hard to try to like figure this stuff out when the tools... I've been having so many issues with OBS lately. It's not even funny. MMBL2, what's up? Supersonic, good to see you. Hey, you're just in time. Maddox Matthews, hello. Dustin O'Hara, hello. Oh, sorry, I'm missing chats. We're trying to fix mic issues for some reason. My mic is just not picking up as loud as it usually does, and we can't figure it out. I don't know. Everybody says it's better. I don't know if it's still good. I can't tell personally. I'm picking up more in my monitor than I usually do, so I guess that's good. I just don't know what's clamping it down today. It's super weird. Let's see. I mean, we could get rid of the compression maybe, but I don't know. I'm gonna cut the ratio of the compressor down. We'll cut it to like 2.5. I had it kind of aggressive because I'm trying to make sure it's loud enough, but I don't want it to be like awful. All right, that's probably all I'm gonna do to it at this point, because I don't know what's causing it Yeah, it's definitely like much quieter than usual. So I'm gonna cut the music way back. I have very little control over how much it's supposed to auto duck. And it's almost like it's peaking in OBS and refuses to go any louder for some reason. So it's, again, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Okay, what does that sound like? That's way too awful. I saw it like solidify. I'm not doing that one again. So sorry, chat. We just don't want bad audio. We want it to sound pretty good. Oh my gosh. That was wild. It sounds weird. I can hear it. I put it back. It's so quiet. Why is it so quiet? I don't know what the heck is going on. Sound like a Zoom meeting? Yeah, it's because I put the raw mic in instead of the effects. Instead of the effects mix that I use. Okay, well, let's try it. Let's see if there's something happening with that one then. Okay, that's kind of weird. Let's see. I don't understand this. I don't know what. It's all looking correct, except it's not correct, and I can see it's not correct. But I guess we'll make do today. Out the mic, I'll clean out dust and debris build up. No, but we didn't have this problem last night. It's like a totally different setting tonight than it usually is, or today than it was like last night. So I'm gonna go with no. Let's see. No, so it's Fortnite's fault. Yeah, but I was playing on Xbox. I wasn't using this mic. Inoculate. What's up? Why would I need to sign in? Well, I don't want to troubleshoot devices. I wanted to look at all sound devices. No, I wanted the old school input output thing. I don't know now. You guys are just gonna have to bear with it today. I hope it's not too terrible. Anyway, welcome to the stream. Sorry it's awful. We're gonna jump into some game news. And then I'm gonna go. You making burgers? Nice. It is Memorial Day. It's the start of summer. Gotta love Windows 11. That's what it seems like. My PC hasn't even restarted. I didn't restart anything since last night. It's good now. Yeah, but I feel like it's not right. I feel like my voice doesn't sound correct. I don't know. It's just, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just because I know something's wrong. But I'm just definitely not a fan of how I'm coming through today. That bugs me. It bugs me quite a bit. Oh man. Okay, anyway. All right. Well, welcome in. Happy Monday. Happy Memorial Day. I hope you all have some fun plans planted. Let's jump into some game news and talk about all the things we usually talk about when we do a game news stream. Let's jump over here and click this, jump into this, and do this one, and turn on my desktop. All right, so I thought this was interesting. Every Xbox controller can be calibrated. This app's historic breakthrough claims to fix stick drift forever. Stick drift can ruin an otherwise excellent gaming experience, but DriftGuard has an answer. So I'm wondering, first of all, I don't know what we're about to get into, but I thought this was worth covering, checking out, because it could be very useful, but it might not be. It could be hokum. So let's check it out. If there's one gaming hiccup I can't stand, is controller stick drift. It's an issue I think a majority of gamers have experienced at some point. It's not only incredibly annoying, but it also gets in the way of competitive play. Stick drift is sometimes caused by a buildup of crud around the stick bases or a lack of proper calibration. These issues can usually be fixed. When the problem lies deeper, stick drift can be a cause for a complete controller upgrade. I've gone through this exact scenario at least a couple of times, and in both cases, I ended up buying a new Xbox controller to use in my gaming PC. We've all been there. Stick drift is awful. Okay, I know it's wasteful, but when stick drift can't be fixed with a deep clean or stock recalibration, the next best solution usually involves replacing internal components, which is awful. Nobody should have to do that. You shouldn't be responsible for the internal components of the controller. Now, if you're comfortable soldering, more power to you. I'm not. I don't know that I could do a good job. It says, what's worse is the problem might not be solved once those upgrades are made. DriftGuard cracks Xbox controller joystick calibration. DriftGuard is a third-party app that began its journey in 2024, focusing on PS4 and PS5 controllers. It's an understatement to say it's been a massive help for PlayStation users. Up until recently, however, it's been far less useful for Xbox controllers due to specific hardware restrictions. That's now changed with DriftGuard's latest breakthrough. So, unpatchable calibration, we cracked it. Massive thanks to people with historic hardware discovery. We've unlocked the ultimate manual and automatic joystick calibration for any Xbox controller. It's unpatchable and permanent. So does this write calibration data to the controller? As mentioned in the announcement, post from DriftGuard, team member, they've unlocked the ultimate manual and automatic joystick calibration for any controller. What's better, the changes to your controller made through DriftGuard are unpatchable and permanent. By storing the calibration in the controller's memory, the changes can't be unmade with an official controller update. It appears the new fix discovered by DriftGuard works on all Xbox controllers, whether they're wired or wireless. Talking Xbox 360, Xbox One, Xbox Series, Elite, and more. As Modificator89 points out in a follow-up post translated from Polish, every Xbox controller can be calibrated. It's stated that more features related to Xbox are coming to DriftGuard in the future, but for now, this new stick drift fix is expected to hit the Steam version in a week or less. You can also employ DriftGuard calibration for free through a browser. Not expecting the new features to completely fix stick drift in an Xbox controller with broken internal hardware, but it's well worth a shot before you go out and buy a new gamepad or send your old one in for repair. All right, that's pretty cool. All right, doesn't the official control Xbox accessories app fix stick drift? Microsoft has its own recalibration tool through the Xbox accessories app. Unfortunately, it only works on Xbox wireless controllers and Xbox Elite Wireless Series 2 controllers. Yeah, I've used this app before. Let's see. I haven't used DriftGuard before. That may be something worth checking out. I've got a DualSense that's having some troubles. Never had stick drift on any of your consoles. That is lucky, because a lot of my Xbox One controllers had stick drift eventually. Excuse me. So in any case, it's worth anything that works better than Microsoft's official recalibration tool is more than welcome. I urge you to give DriftGuard a shot for free through the official website. If you like it enough, the paid Steam version helps support the developers and unlock some extra features. All right, well, that's kind of cool. Again, it's worth a shot. Like, if you're having issues with stick drift on your Xbox or DualSense controllers, or I guess even your DualShock 4, give this app a try. I might play with it and see how it works in the browser. See what's going on with this DualSense. But yeah, cool. All right, let's move on. Apologies. Star Citizen blasts through $1 billion in player funding as its developers list a new $5,000 spaceship for sale that's not yet ready to play. Holy crap. Anybody playing Star Citizen? I couldn't bring myself to give it a try. My gosh. You know, I was fine, and then I started talking. We started streaming. It wasn't like this yesterday. I wonder if my fan is just too high and stirring up too much. It is ridiculous. I'm trying to fix it. The Google Home app has gotten so much worse. The layout for everything is just even harder to fool with. We're just gonna turn it off for right now. Hopefully I don't keep choking. I heard they're expensive to buy the ships, $2,500. Then seeing over 300K for a different extra game item. Yeah, I know. Star Citizen has just been not interesting for me to want to jump into because of stuff like that. Owning your own planet, yeah. Well, it finally happened. Star Citizen has officially surpassed $1 billion in player funding. I say finally, it actually crashed through the barrier a lot faster than I expected. I've kept a close eye on the funding tracker for Cloud Imperium Games, hugely ambitious space MMO, as it approached the big 1 billion milestone. It was around 10 million to go last time I checked. I anticipated it hitting the target sometime in the next few weeks. I suppose I was technically correct, but I didn't take into account the fact that Star Citizen is playable for free until Wednesday as part of its annual DefenseCon event where you can test out all its spaceships at zero cost. It means a lot more people have been checking it. Some of those which will undoubtedly have been seduced by all its big shiny spacecraft, which would explain the sudden spike in funding over the last few days. Well, that's just it, Visner. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Everything in the game costs real money. There's no like freemium model here. This makes Star Citizen one of only 2 games known to have plus $1 billion budgets, the other one being Monopoly Go. Though most of that budget was spent on marketing. That's fair. Oh my gosh, I'm struggling this morning. A few games rumored to have $1 billion budgets, however, like Call of Duty Black Ops 6 and GTA 6. I wouldn't be surprised if Fortnite was up there too, given what it must have spent on all those brand crossovers. If you're curious how exactly Star Citizen raised so much money, its latest spaceship helps explain the story. Just before it hit the $1 billion mark, Cloud Imperium Games started sending out invites to select players to purchase the Anvil Odin, which the developer says closes out the final remaining stretch goals established at the very beginning of the project's journey. What is the Anvil Odin? Well, it's a 762-meter-long battle cruiser armed with 20 vertical launch missiles, 15 man turrets, 8 remote turrets. Okay, that's okay. I don't know enough about this game. I'm poor, dude. I don't want to play this game. You're talking about 5,000 US dollars of real money to buy a ship that you can't even access yet. You know, like, holy crap. It's not in the game yet. According to the ship's description page on the website, the ship is being offered for the first time as a limited vehicle concept pledge. Apparently this means the vehicle is in development, but is not yet ready to play in Star Citizen, arriving in a patch later. No thanks. But it's kind of interesting because this game's hit $1 billion and I don't think it's officially released. I think it's still in beta. Cosmetics I understand, but in-app forced progression purchases are wrong. Yeah. Just a lot of this game has rubbed me the wrong way. And I know like firsthand account know people that are enjoying this game. And I'm like, why are you like, you're welcome to spend your money however you want. You will hear no judgment from me. But of all the things you could be spending your money on, this seems like one of the worst ones. Sounds like a Ponzi scheme. It is weird. It is very weird. I don't understand the game. I don't know enough about what the end goal is. All I know is that when I graduated college, this game was in like an early access state. And I think it's still technically in that beta pre-launch state, and they've made $1 billion in crowdfunding. Like, holy moly. At a certain point, you got to wonder, what are they building, and what is the end game for Star Citizen? What are they moving towards? I guess we'll find out. I don't know. Maybe they'll get a new trailer or something at some point. Oh, Overwatch first launched 10 years ago today. That's cool. It went on to win Game of the Year at the Game Awards in 2016. So congrats, Overwatch, for still existing. Some games don't make it that 10-year mark, especially live service games. And if I'm not mistaken, the hero shooter genre is all but dead. There's a few hanging on. So that's cool. Oh man, I'm really trying to keep it together, guys. This is just like awful. All right, Destiny 3 petition shatters Marathon's peak player count. So this is wild. With the shutdown or development halt on Destiny 2, I guess the end of support for Destiny 2 coming up next month. This was bound to happen, I guess. In a bid to try and save the Destiny franchise, fans have rallied behind a petition for Bungie to begin development on Destiny 3, and it's already accrued more signatures than Marathon's peak player count. This is especially damning since it's been revealed that Destiny 2 is no longer receiving any more updates, and instead, it seems like Bungie is moving on to prioritize the furtherment of Marathon instead, despite its underwhelming fan reception. At the time of writing, the petition urging Sony to greenlight Destiny 3 has surpassed 170,000 signatures, with the numbers continuing to climb. According to Paul Tassi and sources at Bungie, Marathon's player count split appears to sit at roughly 2-to-1 between Steam and console users. While exact figures across all platforms remain unclear, that metric would indicate that Marathon likely peaked somewhere between 130,000 and 150,000 players during its opening week. That makes the Destiny 3 movement all the more notable, as it directly clashes with Bungie's apparent strategy of investing more time and resources into Marathon rather than the future of Destiny. Reports of further layoffs at Bungie have only added to concerns surrounding the franchise's future, making the prospect of Destiny 3 feel increasingly distant. Still, that hasn't stopped the community from holding on to hope. With Destiny 2's final update, Monument of Triumph, arriving on June 9th, fans are encouraging players to return to the game in large numbers in an effort to show Sony that there's still a massive audience invested in the franchise. I think Sony knows this. Unfortunately for fans, the situation still comes down to finances. Despite the success of Destiny 2, the Destiny 2 expansion, The Final Shape, which many will now consider as the true ending to Destiny, the release was still followed by major layoffs at Bungie. With Bungie decreasing in value as a studio, it seems unlikely Sony's willing to invest in Destiny 3 anytime soon. If you're hoping to see Destiny 3 enter development, it'd serve you well to sign the petition and log into the game on June 9th. Along with the thousands of others who plan to do so. It's as a long shot as they get, but for a franchise like Destiny, it can't go down without a fight. So, I mean, the fans are going to show up. They don't want their game to end, or at least if it's got to come to an end, what's next? You know, it'd be nice to see a sequel on the horizon. But I don't foresee them announcing anything around development beginning or even the internal discussions beginning around Destiny 3. Bungie does need to go kind of quiet and just work and move in silence for a while. It would behoove them, with the way all of this has gone down. It would be to their benefit to just make a lot of moves in silence, that then they can announce something. They shouldn't announce Destiny 3 until it's maybe a year out. So you're looking at least 3 to 4 years before we would hear anything. I mean, it's going to go quiet for a while. If they don't open up and just tell us that it's coming and then keep us updated every step of the way, which I doubt they would do. I don't know. I guess it depends on what Sony's plans are for Bungie at this point as well. I mean, Sony isn't real happy about it as much as they spent on Bungie to have lost so much over the last couple of years. It's insane. But yeah, you know, if you're hoping to support it, go sign the petition, play the game on June 9th, flood the servers, do the things. I mean, that's your best bet. Show Sony and show Bungie that you support the game. I mean, maybe it'll help, maybe it won't. Okay, we got a random reveal for Unreal Engine 6 through a Rocket League trailer. So that was fun. Let's just find the trailer. Let's see. Here we go.
To all of our friends here in Paris and those watching all around the world, this is the future, and this is...
I didn't see this part. I just saw this. I saw the video itself. There's a lot of cheering for a new engine, new version of Unreal Engine. We're moving on from 5. Finally, we'll be moving on to Unreal Engine 6. Hey, Brent, happy Memorial Day. Hope you're doing well. What I find super interesting is, and here's where the I guess concern shows up. Rocket League Unreal Engine 6 trailer sparks Fortnite concerns. Says by the time Psyonix released Rocket League in 2015, the 4th iteration of Unreal Engine had already been available for a year. In 2022, Unreal Engine 5 was released. Now, 4 years on from that, it appears Rocket League will blaze the pathway forward for the next generation of game development in the Unreal Engine. It makes sense. Of all the projects they have available, why not focus on Rocket League, which is kind of more predictable, more contained, much easier for them to rally behind, and could be, you know, it'll be like probably the first game out in Unreal Engine 6, so it makes sense. After seeing comments on social media, many users are worried about the game transitioning from its own experience to becoming part of Fortnite. The cause of that concern was a part of the trailer that seemed to show the game alongside other Fortnite collaborations and hinted that the Fortnite UI was on display. Others just wanted in-game trading to be brought back. There were, however, many who were just happy to finally be moving on from Unreal Engine 3. You can see some of the social media reactions below. It says it's going to be in Fortnite. I don't think this necessarily indicates the Fortnite UI. I think this indicates a lot of Epic's upcoming projects. Right, this is, you know, I mean, obviously Lego Fortnite's a big pillar for them. The base game, whatever the Disney collab is, and Rocket League, and then whatever this is, because I have no idea what this is. And then your Epic profile picture being in the top right, they're probably just going to standardize how the game looks to be in line with other first party for Epic, but like Epic Games titles. It felt like 97% of people in the audience didn't actually know what this means for the game. So people are worried about older computers being able to run it. You know, and here's what I think we should take away from this. Yes, the game will look better. It'll probably run better. Rocket League will probably still be fine on older video hardware. It just will have to run at like a reduced lighting, reduced fidelity situation. I think what we'll start to see though is the move past the Xbox One and PS4 generation of consoles, even the base Nintendo Switch, the OG Switch. Switch 2 might struggle with Unreal Engine 6. I don't know. We don't know anything about Unreal Engine 6 yet, and what they're showing us is maxed out theoretical settings, right? With the what they showed us from Rocket League running on UE6. So take that into account. I would still like to think they would still target, or at least be able to run on potato hardware just fine. I mean, it, you know, with Rocket League, it's a competitive title. It's an esports title. It needs to have a wide variety of platforms it can run on, because that's how esports titles tend to work. But I could see them moving beyond the older Xboxes and older Nintendo hardware, older PlayStation hardware easily. You know, move beyond last gen, only support current gen and forward. But we'll see, I guess. It's really up to Epic and Psyonix how they want to approach that. This could be years off. I don't know. That didn't have a date at all. You know, we'll see something, I guess, in the future. But maybe we'll get more info, you know, during Summer Games Fest, during the PC gaming show. I don't know. I don't know when they normally would announce that kind of stuff or go into a deep dive. But maybe we'll get something soon. But I do think that this could spell the end for that long-term support of the older hardware, and maybe for the best, you know. Not that the Xbox One is holding back Fortnite, but it very well could be. It very well could be. All right, let's move on. Square Enix needs to modernize its IP, former exec says. Jacob Novak. I'll just reverse all the letters. From former director of business at Square Enix, is discussing his belief that the company has failed to bring its popular IPs, such as Final Fantasy, to the new generations by truly embracing the live service model. Oh, excuse me. I'm so sorry. In a long Twitter post, Navok admits that the brand actually understands live service, as they've proven that with games like Final Fantasy XIV and Final Fantasy XI. Still, he believes a popular JRPG franchise could do a better job of meeting young people where they're at. For example, he hypothesizes the fun that a K-pop Demon Hunters cross Final Fantasy collab could be. Let's see. As further examples of what he thinks Square Enix should do with the Final Fantasy brand, Navok discusses the success that Magic the Gathering has had outside of its original medium. He also uses Kingdom Hearts as an example, saying that the series has shown how Final Fantasy lore could potentially mesh with other properties. He also says he thinks it would be interesting to see Final Fantasy XIV used as the technical basis for building a new free-to-play experience that continually updates through modern collabs. I think Square Enix is so used to being slow that it can't imagine what life would be like if it acted fast. There's a lot of internal red tape. The CEO's job is to make a decision and cut the red tape so that innovation flourishes, he said. While it's no Fortnite, Final Fantasy XI continues to go strong nearly 25 years later. Recently, the game director discussed the possibility of adding a new area to the game, which we covered that here on the Game News. But yeah, I do think Square could modernize a good bit. You know, it does seem like the gacha RPGs are coming out left and right, and Square could really capitalize on one of those, coming out with their own, even with new characters. But they could do like another World of Final Fantasy style title, and pull in characters from all over. The Dissidia game on mobile is kind of a gacha. Well, no, it actually 100% is a gacha game, but it doesn't have a whole lot going on. Square Enix never go free to play, and they definitely won't do Demon Hunters crossover. They'd be cool if they did. They do go free to play on their mobile titles, and the Dissidia game that was on PS4 was free to start. Like, you could get the base characters and a handful of other things for free, but it wasn't a whole lot of there wasn't a whole lot of depth if you didn't buy the extra stuff. So they've experimented with free to play, and I think, you know, there's a lot to be said for that. The current Dissidia game that's on mobile is really fun. You know, I think it's super cool, and, you know, paying for it is purely optional. It might be pay to win. I don't know. I haven't played it enough, but it is fun. And if they were to bring that to a console, that would be even better, because it is worth. It's way better with a controller, so I don't see why it's not on, at least on PC. But yeah, they could do some modernization. I think if they did took a page from like Hoyo Labs and started doing a Star Rail style RPG, or even a Genshin Impact style RPG that's more of an action focused game. I mean, they love making those. Do that and bring in random Final Fantasy characters every so often. Like, that would be super cool. I'd be all about it. It'd be interesting. It would be interesting. All right, let's move on. I love these kinds of crossovers. McDonald's Japan has a new Mega Man crossover campaign. So this is cool. McDonald's in Japan has launched a new crossover campaign with Mega Man. The promotion's intended to spotlight the premium roast iced coffee. Why would Mega Man and iced coffee go together? it reminds me of back in the day when the NES, the Sega Genesis, and other, I think there was some PC games, had McDonald's tie-ins that were focused on the McDonald's brand and the characters at the time. It was the 90s. Everybody had character mascots. And, you had a lot of third-party crossovers just throughout gaming with like food brands and movies and TV shows. And it's really something of the past that I kind of miss because, you didn't have great games, but you at least had fun games. There were some games that were super fun. And seeing this is just kind of interesting. At the heart of the campaign was a new commercial for the product featuring a rendition of Team Nekokon's Can't Beat Airman. The commercial features an 8-bit sprite of the character known as Rockman in Japan as he fights a possessed McCafe machine, then orders an iced coffee and strolls into a McDonald's to get it. So interesting. Mega Man Dual Override featured in McDonald's Japan campaign. The campaign also has Mega Man mobile wallpapers for customers who want to use their My McDonald's rewards points. Some of the wallpapers include the logo for the upcoming Mega Man Dual Override game and 8-bit versions of Mega Man and Dr. Wily. I forgot about Dual Override. That's the next big Mega Man title. But anyway, crossovers like this, I mean, it'd be cool if they made like a full game around it, right? Mega Man.
気がついたら今年も夏になってる。そしていつも汗をかいてる。諦めずに夏の日差しに挑戦するけどすぐに喉が渇くよ。冷たいものでもあればかなり暑い日も乗り切れるけど、何回やっても何回やっても何が倒せない。あの竜巻最近いい香りがする。後ろに回って背中を見たらコーヒーメーカーついてる。ボタンがも試してみたけどお店じゃないかいじゃない。だから次は絶対飲むために僕はコーヒー買いに今週はマッカ行く。夏をかける。
Anyway, that was funny. I'll probably get banned in Japan on YouTube for watching that trailer here on stream, but that was cool. All right, I just kind of miss these kind of crossovers and stuff, and I miss when licensed games would come out for the most absurd reasons, simply because video games were like the thing to jump onto in like the 90s and early 2000s. And now gaming has become so tame that those kinds of collabs just don't happen anymore. I guess the next best thing would be like getting Ronald McDonald in Fortnite, right? Let's make it happen, you know? I wonder who we could petition. All right, I thought this was interesting. Sonic Frontiers Definitive Edition, Switch 2 release date revealed. So a reliable source has provided the Switch 2 release date for Sonic Frontiers Definitive Edition. It was released, the OG version was released in 2022 and has become the best-selling 3D Sonic game ever, with 3.5 million copies sold since launch. Now it seems like a definitive edition is in the works, which could provide some significant enhancements over the original and is set to arrive on Sonic's birthday next month. That would make sense. The latest report by the reliable Bill Kuhn from DL Labs has revealed the Switch 2 release date for Sonic Frontiers Definitive Edition. It seems this new version will arrive for Nintendo's latest console on Sonic's birthday, June 23rd, 2026. Seems like the announcement could arrive during the rumored Nintendo Direct in mid-June. However, that hasn't been confirmed yet. The report also provides a price for Switch 2 version, with the game costing $49.99 in the United States. It seems the price has been slashed by $10 as the original version for the Switch costs $59.99. Well, it is a re-release, so that kind of makes sense. Bill Kuhn was unable to find the official announcement date for the title Switch 2 release and what content will be included in this version. So yeah, I'm wondering, I saw rumblings about this definitive edition showing up. I think it was on Steam, maybe in the Steam charts or something. And somewhere else. So people are like pretty confident this is a real thing that's coming out. and it's a repackaged re-release of this game. I don't know what it entails though, and I don't know if existing players like on Steam will be upgraded to the definitive edition, or they'll have to buy like a $5 DLC to upgrade. That wouldn't surprise anybody, would it? You know, you got to pay more to get the latest version or whatever. But yeah, so it should be soon. We'll hear more about it, but I don't know what all's going to be in it. I would like to know. I'd be very interested to know. All right, and I think this is the last thing I got, and it's the perfect time to bring it up. The Summer Game Fest 2026 schedule, all conference dates and times. Get ready for plenty of reveals, updates, and surprises. So here's what I wanted to go over from this article, because this is the stuff that I'm going to try to do reaction streams to, but there's no guarantee I can do all of them. So Sony State of Play on June 2nd at 5 p.m. That's on a Tuesday. That'll be 4 Central Time. That'll probably just go into my normal live stream time. We'll just start as soon as possible. We'll watch the State of Play, do some reactions to it, and then switch over to the normal evening stream for whatever game we'll be playing then. And then for Summer Game Fest, that's Friday, June 5th at 5 p.m. Then Day of the Devs, Friday, June 5th at 7 p.m. This is Eastern Time. The Wholesome Direct, Saturday, June 6th. I probably won't be able to do the Saturday stuff. I don't know. That's a lot of reaction to do, and Saturdays are usually my don't go in the office too often days. Then on that Sunday, June 7th, we've got the Xbox Game Showcase and the PC Gaming Show. I'm definitely going to be live for the Xbox Game Showcase. I don't know about the PC Gaming Show because that'll be at 3 p.m. and then we do have the Sunday evening stream. I might not do an evening stream that Sunday in light of doing the coverage for the Game Showcase and the PC Gaming Show live reaction stuff. So we'll see. I've got to look at this schedule because it is summer announcement season for gaming. I'm very excited for all of this stuff. We also could get a Nintendo Direct somewhere in here, although they're talking about mid-June now, so we'll see. I don't know what all of that really looks like, but yes, that's it for the game news today. I'm gonna go figure out why my mic is busted and acting stupid. But I hope you all have a good day ahead of you. If you're off today, enjoy it. I know I'm about to. I've got some cool stuff to deal with later in the day. Probably going to sit back and enjoy some games, though, for a significant portion of today. Anyhow, yeah, like I said, that's where I'm going to leave it. So I hope you all have a fantastic day ahead of you. I guess we could find and see if anybody's available for raiding. If you're watching on YouTube, Lano is live on his channel doing, what he does best, which is live streaming a lot. So you can go check him out. He's talking about Bungie. If you're watching on Twitch, let's find somebody fun to raid who we don't normally raid. Let's see. I'm not seeing too many people. Let's send it to. Let's go Bearded Beowulf. He's been a while since we rated him. He's a cool dude. All right, and he's going for a 20 average viewers. So let's go support that. But it's a fork knife. All right, guys. I love you guys. Have a great day. I will see you tomorrow for more game news and other stuff. Have a good one.
Hour stream.
The scientist.
I feel like we've just already done that before,
Status.
but whatever.
Status.
Rhoda! Good day, good day, good day. How you doing today, brother?
I'm going to make you proud.
Oh my goodness. goodness gracious. The legend Chrono, how are you doing today, brother? It's so good to see you. Oh my goodness gracious. Let me get myself into, it's been a